things go harder, stronger than Umaga. Brother, know they quiver, we go smack 'em like Undertaker. When the things go harder, we go stronger than Umaga. Yeah, we go smack 'em Undertaker. Jale, oh, jale, here we go again.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Cubicle live on Ghana Talks Radio. It's 34 minutes past 2 p.m. right here in Ghana. And we are here again with another edition of the Matters of the Youth segment of the Cubicle live on Ghana Talks Radio.
Say I go get money to build out for mama.
We are coming to you from Manyani, Greater Accra region. We are live on our website at www.ghanatalksradio.com. And we're also streaming live feed on Facebook and on YouTube at Ghana Talks Radio. My name is Haruna, and the Cubicle is a platform for us to have the conversations that matter to us, our communities, and the nation as a whole. And we have young people in front of it, on the table or at the table, discussing these very, very important issues. Today being Wednesday, we have the Matters of the Youth, so it's about the young people's perspective, it's about the youth's perspective on these issues that are bothering us in our country. What is our take? What do you have to say? This platform is the voice for all of us to contribute to the conversations and discussions. So from wherever you are joining us across the globe, I want to welcome you right again to the Cubicle. Today we're looking at Ato Forson. Ato Forson yesterday in Parliament gave his word, took his seat as the minority leader after he replaces the outgone minority leader Haruna Iddrisu. Also some new movements in the MPP as KT Hammond, Bryan Acheampong and co are nominated as ministers to replace some of the retiring or resigning ministers. Some of them were the aspirant was presidential candidates.
And I have the hope that things will be alright.
The domestic debt exchange program is finally closing, but bondholders are still in a limbo. They are still unsure what's happening to their bonds. What instruments are they even holding on to? They don't even know. That's a problem. But the government is saying that they are moving on. They are trying to get the IMF deal, as the president said, by the end of March.
Stronger than Umaga.
And also, we'll just touch a bit on our brother's situation far away in Turkey. It's a very, very sad situation for all of us as Ghanaians. The numbers are so staggering and so sad and so sorrowful. There have been a lot of conflicting reports about the Christian Acheampong situation. We continue to extend prayers and support and strength to him wherever he is. I'm joined by my senior men, my two big men, who are here in studio with me. I'll take a short break. come up from the break and introduce my guests, my senior men. Then we pick these issues one after the other and give it or digest it to the barest minimum.
If I deliver me with the paper, I want to build house for my mouth.
You are still live on the Cubicle Live on Ghana Talks Radio. My name is Nasser Haruna. Stay with us. We'll be right after the short break here.
GhanaTalksRadio.com. Listen live. Listen live. Listen live.
I love. We love your station. It's great.
Listen here. Listen here. Listen here. Ghana Talks Radio. Ghana Talks Radio. Ghana Talks Radio.
Every occasion demands the company of good music that fits the purpose. At GTR Sounds, we understand your need to create just the right atmosphere for your wedding or engagement, party, funeral, crusade, political campaign or rally, or just any other event, as well as executive and corporate functions. With our modern and high-quality spinning machines, mixers, microphones, and power amplifiers, binary speakers, and subs, we offer the highest of sound quality and music play at events and functions. At GTR Sounds, we have a team of seasoned and highly experienced sound engineers who understand just the right choice of music for your event. Locate our studios at Aponchi Hotel in Anya or call our numbers 054-8522-897 or 027-3363-973. You can also reach via our email sounds@GhanaTalksRadio.com. At GTR Sounds, we take care of your event.
Ecstatic made it. Yeah. Nobody feeling the way I'm feeling tonight. Yeah. And I have the hope that things will be alright. Yeah. So we're feeling irate as we hustle all day long. We are hoping, say that one day things go better. Jale, oh, jale, here we go again. When the things go harder, stronger than Umaga. Brother, know they quiver, we go smack up like Undertaker.
Yeah, so welcome right back here to the Cubicle Live on Ghana Talks Radio. We are back. We have the discussion on, first we are looking at the Ato Forson issue. Not an issue actually, it's a development from the front of the NDC in Parliament. Remind you or remember they had actually changed their front bench in Parliament, replacing Haruna Iddrisu with Ato Forson. This particular decision by the national executive of the party did not sit well with the MPs. Most of them did not like the issue or raise the issue of non-consultation. They were not consulted in making a decision, and they felt that it wasn't the best way to go. They had a very crunch meeting just hours before the Parliament reconvened, and at the meeting they expressed their grievances and all that they felt that, and made the recommendations that this particular process needs to be more democratic going forward. That means that there's going to be more consultations ahead in the future in terms of any changes to the front bench or even the back bench of Parliament in their party. But that being said, Ato Forson is now the NDC minority leader in Parliament, and yesterday he came on to say his staff. Gave his speech or give his address to his colleagues in Parliament. Now we are looking at what does it bring on board. Tomorrow, next year, 2024, be an election year. What does Ato Forson bring? I'm joined by Mr. Collins Lochu and then Mr. Samadar. Let me start with Collins on this. Collins, welcome.
Thank you very much, Lancer, and good afternoon to our listeners out there.
Yeah, good afternoon. The Ato Forson NDC issue, it was a big issue. Now it looks like everybody's heads are now calm. What do you think Ato Forson is bringing to the NDC, and how would they even contribute to the nation as a whole?
Yes, you see, in the not too distant past, the new leadership were announced, which were greeted with a lot of issues here and there. People are okay with the new people, Ato Forson and his team. Others are also not quite satisfied with them. Issues were raised, consultation issues, and it took Dominic Ayene, one of the minority members, and Clotus Avoka to petition the council of the NDC,
yes,
which they heeded. I think that is a positive one. If something is wrong and someone is petitioning you, you have to give in and listen to them and get their grievances. I think all said and done, they were able to discuss among themselves, and I think on Monday there was a press conference announcing resolution to the issues, and both parties are pledging support for each other. I think I heard in that press conference Dominica Yene making a loud statement that the petition was not about the individuals but the processes, and I'm sure going forward they have taken clue from it. Fast forward today as we speak, Ato Forson is the minority leader, and the question is, what would change or what addition would it be to the minority bench? Like I indicated some few weeks ago, one of the things we are saying is that issues in Parliament are more legalistic than they should be. So they would need a legal representation in the front bench of the NDC.
Okay.
As we speak currently, among the 5, none of them is a legal luminary, and hence we are seeing that, or we are foreseeing that it may affect their flow on Parliament on issues. We agree that there are astute lawyers in the party who pledge their support to them. And we also know from the history of Parliament that there have been people who are not legal persons but are able to become leaders of Parliament. Even Oseche Mensah-Bonsu currently is not a legal person, but is able to hold the fort for the NPP party in Parliament. But the question is that, or the situation is that, in all these situations, they have at least one person behind them who is a legal person providing the advice. So with Oseche Mensah-Bonsu, in their first term, Adrasafo, she is a lawyer, she was a deputy, so she was supporting in that regard. And currently as we speak, we have, what's his name? Afenyomakis, who is also a lawyer, and would also provide that support to him. So you will see that in all situations, they have someone with a legal background supporting the argument or decisions of the NPP in Parliament. But in this case, that is not the case. So then we are asking the question, are they going to suffer on that end? But if you look at the press conference that was held this morning, when Ato Forson was addressing the press in the presence of Oseche Mensah-Bonsu, Oseche Mensah-Bonsu was advising that it is important that he has his figures right on all the sectors. I mean, not legal issues, but he should be aware of the various sectors, what is happening. It is only that he can be able to succeed in his new role. If not, it will not work well. So that is an area we are keeping an eye on, the legal aspect and how Ato Forson take charge of his new role. Going forward, we also heard that Johnson Nketia said there are new issues they want to focus. They want to do politics of issues and not of insult. So they wanted to focus on 3 key areas. One is economy, where they are bringing Ato Forson. 2 is energy, where Kofi Boa is concerned. And then 3 is infrastructure, where Abuja is concerned. So now all eyes are on these 3 people, but and by extension the minority leaders, to see how best, what alternate they will provide as our current situation persists. We are in economic hardship now, and if you say you are going to focus on economic hardship, what are your alternate policy propositions you are giving to the government? What are the solutions you are providing so that the individual bondholders who are grieving will know that, okay, we have alternate, but not an issue or not, how will I put it, talking, only talking, that we want to campaign on issues. No, we want to see the policy proposition they are bringing on board, policy proposition that would be better for Ghanaians. Now, we need not to think about ourselves, we need to think about the generality of the people and consider the situations that is given us as a country. We need to accept our current situation and offer alternate and better solutions for our people. Is this what Ato Forson and team are bringing on board? Question mark.
That's a very, very good opening. It's true. Yesterday, just to you, Derek, yesterday in Parliament, the majority leader was actually gave a hand of support to the outgoing minority leader. He was saying that there was no instance where he sold out his party, the NDC, to the NPP. And so any kind of allegations in that respect should be disregarded, and then what, not giving any iota of attention. Now, on that note, what do you say about the issue of he even having to come out to defend Haruna Iddrisu? And also, the NDC mentioned that even Colin Starch on it, he said Ato Forson was one of their strongest persons in terms of economy. How does it change the game?
Oh, okay. I would say good afternoon to our lovely viewers, and to touch on this one, I would say Ghana really has a problem. Oh yes, we really have a problem. So considering Ato Forson, yes.
Start on that note now, but what has Ghana done?
No. You see, listen, this person was in Parliament. He has been in Parliament, and he is part of the economic team. Now you're saying that, let me push him forward. Let him come, and because the issues that are uprising is more economical, so let's deal with it. So what was he doing here? Still in Parliament, what was he doing there?
You know what? This particular argument that you're making, that point that we are raising, it is touching on everybody in Ghana.
So
what is Bawumia doing? What is
Alan
Chomate
doing? That is the same question.
What is Kennedy Ajapong doing?
What are they doing?
Mama was president before. What did Mama do? All these.
That is why I'm saying Ghana, we have a problem.
But you can't just, I don't know.
No, we do have a problem because
just a second.
That doesn't mean that they can offer something in different capacities.
Really?
Someone will say when they were there, they were not having the opportunity. Maybe they may advise, but those who the power be may not take it. So now that they are there,
now they are
going
to
make let's see.
Are they going to change the economy within a space of how many months do we have or years for an election?
To be very frank with you, right? There's nothing changing in the sense
what
that.
What scale are they bringing on board to change?
In the sense that whoever becomes president, either even in the NDC or the MPP, especially from the MPP,
yes,
the members of parliament of the MPP are still going to be majority the same people in the next government. The ministers will be the same people nonetheless in the next government.
I love that.
So you're not going to come with a new set of people and new set of MPs. It's going to be the same thing.
You see where I'm coming from?
Continue.
You see where I'm coming from? So a typical scenario is where we have Ghanaians studying, doing more book thing, theory, and we are not doing practical things.
Yeah.
So the moment we find ourselves in difficult situations, then we found ourselves wanting. We can't find solutions.
We pull our books and speak English.
You get it? That is the only problem that we have. See, we find ourselves in this crisis. We created the mess. Now take us from the mess. You can't. Because all you know is, let me bring the book. Talk about this, and we are bringing this one on board. This one is going to say this. This person is going to do this. Then what else? Nothing will change.
So for you, Ato Forson doesn't change something.
Hey, the game is on. You see, the last time that we met, you see Ato Forson coming in, the others coming in. Then all of a sudden, a reshuffle of government. Then this one too brings this one on board. This one on board here, they trying to put things around. I ask myself, wow, is it necessary? Why did you wait? When he came, they announced their new set of leaders. Then all of a sudden, yours too came.
Yeah, they are countering them.
So you are countering them.
Is it a football game?
You get it?
You have to put your best foot forward, so you have to make the moves.
So what I'm saying is that, yes, Ato Forson, is in. He is coming on board with the economic aspect. From his background, he's a chartered accountant, very a studious person who can make a change in there. But as my brother said, is he going to debate with Osei Chemensa Bonsu, who has been there for how many years? For long.
30.
There forever.
For long.
Sorry, Mugabe.
Somebody who wakes up with Parliament, sleeps with Parliament, and you just entered, are you going to stand toe to toe with him? No. The person that was needed was still Haruna. He is the only one. He is the only one. But now, fine, you have changed him, and you are bringing somebody here to say that, oh, let's economy. Haruna was there, still, he was explaining things about the economy, right?
Yeah.
He was speaking on economy.
Yes.
So why do you take him and bring Ato Forson? I say this move is a good move, but a bad move. A good but a bad move. Yes, he is somebody who has knowledge about economy, but you don't bring such a person at this moment. You don't do that.
Yesterday in Parliament, I remember after Osei Chemensa Bonsu made this defense for Haruna, Speaker Baguni said he shall never want. He said a prayer for him. It's like he should never want. He always something like that. He made a prayer for him. So let's see what happens.
When Ato Forson was delivering his speech in Parliament, he said something. He was like, he and his team will put government on their toes with what the economy aspect, and he was talking in deep, and I was, oh wow. So the government was sleeping. Then you are now going to wake them up.
Yes.
What was Haruna and the others doing?
They were not able to wake them up.
They were not able to wake them up. And you are going to wake them up. My friend.
That he's ready to lead his colleagues to what?
That
to
kind
keep
of
the
speech of motivation, putting in the idea that, oh, you are going to do something peculiar, different. No.
That's
you are
not-
going to do the same thing.
That's not what we want. We want to see the policy proposition.
That's it.
What exactly are you going to do? Not
That's
the talking.
Not the talking.
The
You
action.
spoke and spoke and spoke, and you didn't put anything in front there.
He's the minority leader. How can he do? Like,
Yeah, you
oh,
are going
come on.
to put government on his toes. What exactly are you going to do? What exactly you want them to
On
do?
their toes.
As
Keep
we
them
speak
on
today,
their
we are
toes.
talking about what the debt restructuring.
Yes.
That is economic
So
issue.
yesterday in Parliament, the minority was like, there is no legal backing to the DDEP.
Yes.
Is that not trying to keep the government in line? Is that not them keeping
What
the
have
government?
we said so far?
No, but at least if you make that send a particular signal, it shows that you are serious about what you want to do. Even though you may not have a number, Parliament is about numbers.
But
So if you don't have the numbers, you can always say what's in your mind, and
I-
that's very, very instrumental.
sometimes I understand from their perspective. There was this time yesterday around when I was working out, I was thinking, I said, oh, if Ghana was given to me for 4 years, there is something that I'm going to do. Then I imagine myself, somebody asking me this question: what are the things that I'll propose that Ghana does to change things? I'm like, should I say it? This is my idea. When I say it and you do it, what will happen? So
are you not patriotic? It doesn't have to be you.
So it means that yes, they are not being patriotic. They have the ideas. Why don't you bring it on board?
Someone will steal it.
Somebody will steal it.
Someone also wants to run for president, and you pick it and go campaign without your idea.
You get it? Yes.
Because I don't understand that issue of how can you for me it's not about Charlie. Everybody who has actually gotten to the stage where they are in the government, in parliament and stuff, they are not just empty people.
Yes.
They actually built themselves to.
Were you not in this country 2012 when they were fighting over moto?
No. Let me finish my. I mean, each of them individually went through a process of building themselves to that stage.
Yes.
So they're not holy people. They have
Of
substance.
course, they have substance.
Yes.
What happens is that, so that respect you always give to them and recognize them as such. But I can't understand why you will be a vice president and the head of the economic management committee.
Yes.
You are literally the second most powerful person in the country.
Yes.
I don't also understand why you be a trade minister for 7 years.
Yes.
You are in the cabinet You are literally one of the most powerful people in Ghana.
Yes.
I don't understand why you are so close to power, yet you still want to come out on your own to become president to be able to change things. Meanwhile, your proximity to power was so close, slim, that I don't understand why you be ignored.
That is why.
What difference are you bringing on board?
That is why we say power corrupts.
I think this is a general problem in Africa, not just Ghana. It's an African problem.
Power corrupts. You see, when you see power,
Charlie, you don't want to let go.
you don't want to let go.
Let's
You
take a
want to
break.
hold on to it.
Yeah, it's true.
That is why even our president, our former president, Mahama, wants to come back.
Yeah.
Charlie, everybody, see,
Power suits, absolute power corrupt, absolutely.
Yes,
Madison.
you get it.
I
So
see.
you want to hold on to
no,
it.
but are we saying that there's no way our current crop of leaders in Ghana, because we've been dealing with these leaders for like since 2008, Nana and Mahamas,
Yes.
Chief Mensa, Haruna Iddrisu since 2008 or 2004. That means that we may possibly deal with them for another 8 years.
Yes.
Are we trying to say that we can't trust them to transform the country in because that's
I remember you said something when we came around last time. You said there should be a third force.
Yeah, definitely there should
remember.
be a third force. Yeah.
So we are managing these two forces without thinking about the third force. The third force is where they are back there. They are divided.
Oh,
They are messing up already. So we don't intend looking at them.
not at all.
Not at all. So why don't they gather themselves, put themselves together, rise up, and challenge these two people?
Let's take a break at this.
Last, before the break, I want to ask you a question. You ask a question, right? Let me also ask you a question. You're asking that we will be dealing with this crop of leaders for the next 8 years.
Yes.
Or 16.
And you're asking, so why don't we trust them to transform us? What have they shown for us to transform them? You see,
For the past how many years?
this is a consequence of a front row. Yeah,
Charlie.
You see, if you have not shown us anything for the past 16 or 20 years, you want us to trust you for the next 8 years. Let me just ask two questions. Alan Chamantin was the Minister of Trade and Industry.
Yes.
Under his tutelage, I even was told, privileged, that he brought the idea of one district, one factory. Tell me how many factories in what district are we getting returns from to support this economy we are today? Tell me.
Yes.
We talk about the outgone what was his name? Agric
Minister.
Planting for farming, planting for food and job.
Yes.
In 2018, we got a lot of plantain. When I was at Legon, in fact, my room, plantain was full. But today, what was? Is it a 9-day wonder or what? Did you notice that prices of food are going up in the moment we are rather doing planting for food and jobs? And you want me to trust the country in your hands for the next 8 years? What else will you do when we didn't see you put enough in place when you were managing these policies?
So this issue of leadership, that's why I'm saying that.
That is why he said Ghana has a problem. I didn't challenge him because I apparently agree with him.
For me, I believe that this problem is not just peculiar to Ghana. Like, it's an African problem.
Okay, Africa has a problem.
And not just Africa in a way. At least not just Africa, because Joe Biden was once a vice president, like almost how many years ago? 2008.
Yes.
So it's not just African leaders who don't want to leave power and stuff.
It's not about the power we're talking about.
But the quality of the leadership that I feel like we are not experiencing in Africa or also in Ghana. Because if we had proper leadership in Africa and in Ghana, even if we're in power for 20-25, we don't have a problem.
Let me tell you something. Something just popped up.
Charlie, we have to take a break.
See somebody working at a place, an office, and you are supposed to retire around the age, let's say 50. This person gets to 52 and still is in office, still working. What's happening? He or she will say that he or she is not done with what he is doing and continue to remain there. And the young ones who are ready to take up the mandate will be put aside. They wouldn't get the opportunity to do what they want to do. That is what is happening.
Now, this country has a lot of issues. We have to take it one by one. Let's take a break at this point. We've been discussing Ato Forson, the point to leadership in Ghana, Africa in the whole. But to be very frank with you, African leaders, our leaders we have, we are more or less stuck with them for a long time. When was Ato Forso's father head of state.
Yes.
Long time ago. So
Long
that means
time
that we actually
ago.
stuck with Ato Forson and his family for almost 50 plus years. One, Mohammed's father was a minister in
Good.
Nkrumah's government. We are stuck with that family till date.
To date.
We still have Ofori Atta Nko
In there.
Whose father was Minister of Finance,
Doc-
1982.
Dr. Baumia's father was also a minister. I think something like that in northern region.
You get it.
So it means that we are stuck with our leaders, and we are not getting the best of quality from them. Maybe that's our problem. Even if they provided that kind of quality leadership that some of our African leaders used to have, having Nkrumah and Co. What do you call it? Thomas Sankara and Co.
I think,
Julius
I think
Nyerere and Co. Even Gaddafi and Co. That kind of people-centered leadership that drove welfare. At least we wouldn't have been complaining
I
and
think
been anxious.
their parents gave them the idea.
That's my problem. Like, if so today, I know Nana is president today, doesn't mean that his son is also thinking of coming to become president.
The same thing.
Charlie, we can't take that in again. Let's take a break. When we come back, we continue our discussion. We're still live
Right.
on the Cubicle Live on Gatos Radio. We'll be right back after this short break. Yeah, stay tuned.
Ghana Talks Radio. Ghana Talks Radio. This is big.
More
Ghana Talks Radio. Ghana Talks Radio. This is big. This is big.
What's up, people? I go by the name Coin Takra. Now what's the level? Bam, now listen, time it's Coin Takra every Friday on Ghana Talks Radio, 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Somewhere I'm winning with the dial bet. I got another segment for you guys. Now listen, it's all about the up and coming round table. You be rapper, you dey sing, or you feel say you get talent, you get songs. No, listen, send your song and picture via round table at GhanaTalksRadio.com or just WhatsApp us on 020-254-4614. Up and coming artist round table. Now listen, every week beyond we go select 10 best artists. Our judges go day studio. Best one. But we never forget the fans and on all social media and on our whole street and so on. Then go vote. Nobody can know. We go invite them for studio and we get surprises for the artists what you see. So last Friday of every month we go invite the first week, second week, third week in your D Kangno. Near the Wama Bus Studio and we get so many prizes for the soldiers. So up and coming round table. If you be artist, Charlie, just put a song there. You go blow them. One in your corner. Go be a mammy at that. Wabbing. Jajain.
Now me be cousin legendary, your one and only host for Nigerian Davu. I feel like make you join me every Wednesdays and Saturdays from 12 to 1:30 p.m. as I go to summer you with the latest news and gist directly from Obodo, Nigeria. Don't forget to still catch up on all our previous episodes of Nigerian Davu on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Facebook Podcast, and via our website www.GhanaTalksRadio.com, or make you Google carry us for your pocket by downloading our Ghana Talks Radio app via Android, Google Play, and iOS App Store. Make you feel they enjoy our other Sengemenge shows. Follow us on all social media platforms at Ghana Talks Radio for other interesting story where they draw from our automat. No talks here, I no tell you. Omo yami, oya jima soon.
Ecstatic made it. Yeah. Nobody feeling the way I'm feeling tonight. Yeah. And I have the hope that things will be alright. Yeah. So we're feeling irate as we hustle all day long. We are hoping, say that one day things go better. Jale, oh, jale, here we go again.
Yeah, welcome right back here. To the Cubicle Live on Ghana Talks Radio. We're having the Matters of Reduced segment where we are taking the young people, the youth perspective on the teeming issues in the country. We discussed the Ato Forson as minority leader in Parliament, what that means for the NDC, what that means for parliamentary debates, and what that means for the nation in terms of in the respect of election for 2024 next year on the side of the NDC. Right now, we're looking at some new ministers that are coming in. Very popular among them has been Katie Hammond, Honorable Tahir Katie Hammond, who has always once in a while had issues with young people in Ghana. He's a very seasoned lawyer, very, very accomplished lawyer, individual and judge. He steps in as trade minister. Also, Stephen Amwa becomes deputy trade minister nominated. Bryan Acheampong, a whole lot are fixing, are stepping into the spaces or the vacancy led by some of the resigning ministers, including Rancho Mantin and then a great minister, Usu, yes. Akoto Usu, yeah. So, we're trying to look at what does it mean? There have been calls for Nana to do reshuffling. Nana Dudanko Akufo-Addo, the president of the country, His Excellency, to reshuffle. Especially the first person has been the finance minister, to a point where Essential was even taken to Parliament. He didn't succeed. He's still at post. Nana said all his ministers are doing excellent, so he didn't have a need to reshuffle. So because of a lot of people are not describing this particular feeling as reshuffle, because not that you are moving them in and out. Some people have to resign. Yeah, and the Minister of State for the finance, Anta was the other one. The one before him was what? He also resigned. He was sacked because of that expose. Yeah, Boy. So it's not reshuffle, or is it reshuffle? And what does it mean for the country? What does it mean for the government for the next 2 years? What are they bringing on board? What is KTM bringing as a trade minister? What does Bryan Acheampong, what does Anta, what do they bring on board? How will they help this government succeed? Let me start with Collins on this one.
Sometimes I become very sad
about
certain things. We're here last year and the president was telling us that those of us asking him to reshuffle his ministers, we are all NDC people. Because we want to push him to appoint some NDC guys to come into his government and cause harm. But for him, he knows that all his ministers are doing excellent.
Is that what the president said?
Yes, that is what he said. That is what he said on a radio station.
But our president can tell us anything. Like, to be very frank with you, when he said that the chief had voted arranged to go to the school by himself, I was like, wow. He also said those who want to vote for NDC, they should vote for NDC. He doesn't care. So when you say he said that, I don't have a problem. Continue.
You see, and this, fast forward to today, what has occasioned these changes?
Mm-hmm.
Now, yes, some people have an ambition. They resigned to pursue those ambitions. And you decide to bring new people in. For me, for once, that is not our worry as today. Our worry today is our economic issues. It's how we are faring as individuals. Are the fuel prices coming down? How are we going to meet the IMF conditionalities? This is my worry as a young person in Ghana today, not your changes. Now, you are asking my father, who is on retirement, to sell his bond for you, and you are giving him a low price, saying that we are all in it together, so we need to share burden. So I expect you as the president sharing burden to reduce your ministers. And God me so good, you have decided not to change them, and some people have gone willingly. Would you have to replace them? For example, Ministry of Agric and Fisheries can be combined because a free Akoto is gone. So why don't you put those ministries together and have a limb government by reducing the number of people who are supposed to man those ministries? This is my biggest worry for the day, because I'm not looking at the changes, but I'm looking at my grandfathers and my fathers who are picketing at the ministries today, Monday and yesterday, trying to speak with the Ministry of Finance, to listen to them, to exclude them from this bond exchange. But to no avail. And then you want us to applaud you and say you are making changes. Well, changes have been done all right. But another question is, are these the people who are supposed to fit into the ministry? Do they fit the profile of those ministries they have been appointed to?
Are you questioning their capability?
I'm not questioning their capacity as individuals. But look, we wanted the finance minister out because he has not been able to perform up to bidding and leading us to this turmoil as we are in today. Putting the finance brain of Agric minister Let him have a good policy. All those policies will need money to run, and they will end up in the Ministry of Finance. And it is my brother who is still there. How would they get the money to run these ministries? Oh no, do you understand? Yes, the changes have been made. These are not the people we are crying for. And you have replaced them. They have, let's assume, they have good brains, they have good strategies they want to implement. It will still boil down to funds. And all those policies will head to the Ministry of Finance. Now that the Ogboro himself is there and has been glued to the seat and will not be taken off or will not resign as well, how will these members or new people get funds to run their fresh policies they have brought on board?
Well, from what they are saying, they are saying that unless we are done with this IMF thing before...
Now that we are postponing deadline upon deadlines, so if it will take us to 2024 to meet the IMF conditionalities for the bailout, my brother will still be there. I'm just asking a question.
The thing is that we've all gotten to the point where we have settled as Ghanaians that Kenneth Ato is going to sign out with John and another Dakwakufado come January 7, 2025. So it's not a question of whether he's going to go or he's going to go. He's not going to go.
So you remember this story when those 80 MPs from the majority side came out to say that they want him out. One of the concerns they were raising is that they are not getting the funds to run activities in their constituencies and neither as ministers in their various ministries.
But is there money?
That's a legitimate question. I just wanted to ask that question. If there's no money, why would you...
There's no money. The man has also run out of ideas. Bring in Derek so that Derek could have fresh ideas in how to generate money so that we will be able to run the country.
That's all.
That is why I asked the earlier question. What alternate policy proposition is Council bringing on board?
Yes.
Because it's not about changing personnel. It's about what fresh ideas you are bringing.
The idea.
We are saying that Kenneth Ato was there before the trouble. He led us into this turmoil. So it means he's lost of ideas. Take him out and bring a fresh person. If there's no money, the fresh individual should find a new way for us getting money. If he has to add value to our raw materials, if one district, one factory, you have to intensify, do it and get us money.
Even about intensifying those ones. See, we are getting money. When from our local people, when you walk in town, you see these young guys having some tickets and they are taking it out, giving to these sellers. Accra, precisely, Tema Station. They are taking a lot of funds. Where do those funds go to?
They use it for development projects.
What kind of development projects are we talking about?
They are all taken by the GRA and then given to government to help develop the country.
That is where my problem is. When the money is being taken and is taken to GRA for development, why don't you take it to the municipal? Those who manage the assembly.
But you know the MMDs also take charge of some of these market tolls and then these taxes on the market.
Then it means that when they don't develop the place, they should be accounted for. The accountability should go onto them, excluding the government, because your money is being taken by your assembly.
You know, not all the assemblies also have money. That's a problem. So what happens is that I can't clearly get the structure very well, but what I know is that the central government controls the revenue and disburses the revenue. Yes. So they have percentages that they take from the central government. But they also have inbuilt systems within their districts that they can use to generate income.
Okay, fine. So it means that money is coming from the central government.
Yes.
There is money coming from your side.
You also generate something.
And you are saying there is no money.
But you see, majority of that money is given by the central government.
If the majority is given by the central government, it means that the process where the money is coming from, the money is going through, it means that there is something wrong there.
Now, there's actually something wrong, because what happens is that if the monies are taken from the assemblies and the GRA takes all the money and then sent to the central government, what happens is that the distribution is not equal. So, for example, if Peduasi gives 1,000 Ghana cedi, then they're going to build an interchange in Peduasi costing 1 million Ghana cedi. It means that they're taking from two other districts to do a development.
There is a problem. So you need to change this strategy.
But what you are saying means that we're actually taking a lot of power from central government.
No.
He's just trying to say that the local assembly should have some form of autonomy where they can decide on some of the infrastructure projects they want to embark on. Now, look, I buy that idea. You know, in the time past, we wanted to make MMDs, we should vote for them. And one of the piece I wrote those times was that it will allow them to be accountable to the people.
Accountability.
Now, you tell them that, okay, I'm expecting to raise about so and so amount from our toll levy. And that money would be used in building ABC for this community, that community, and the other community. Now, this community will be expecting that you do this for them and they hold you responsible for it.
That's it.
You get it?
Yeah, briefly on that point, before I get back to the minister's issue.
Yes.
You know, there are some countries, even America, for instance, and Germany. For example, maybe in your village, what's the name of your village?
Oh, Apitifi.
Apitifi, yeah, Kowu. So maybe in your village,
where Bryan is.
Your people have a skill in maybe carpentry or architecture. So what happens in Germany is that in that community, that district assembly, they have special curriculum for their education, different from the general one. So they know what they are producing for them to be able to use to develop their town. So they don't go like, let's all go and bring nurses. Maybe some people, they are good at carpentry, masonry, what you call wiring and stuff, electrical stuff. So they train them, the children, more to become like that, to develop the place. Their monies are not directly from the government. They make their own monies and they develop their own cities. For me, I'm thinking that if we give those assemblies, those autonomy, those powers, what will happen is that even if you don't make money, you'll be forced to come up with innovative ways to make money for yourself.
That's it.
That's what he's talking about.
And you spend your money the way that it will help you develop your community.
Yes.
And then you are directly accountable to your neighbors, because if they see you go to office and then tomorrow you don't come and build their toilets,
what they are doing is that the assemblies will sit down and say that, oh, but the money is not coming from central government. The money is not. Maybe the money is coming. And they are enjoying, but they are saying the money is not coming.
The money is not coming, but they are enjoying the money they are making at home.
They are making it.
And making the excuse that the money is not coming.
The money is not coming.
Yeah, that's just what's happening in Ghana.
I think that innovative way, as my brother said, that we have to find innovative way of making money. You know, generating funds for ourselves.
You do let me know, what do you think about these ministers? Do you also share the view as scholars that it's not about the people?
Well, I think that the people that are being placed at their position, like Katie Hammond, when you go into, is he a trade minister? Has he been in trade?
He's
a legal practitioner.
No, he's capable of managing people. He's a leader.
I'm going to the court.
He has experience.
Please.
He's capable of managing. The work of the minister is not to come and do the day-to-day job.
You have to provide a policy direction.
Policy. So simple.
The policies, you just go and lie down and the policies will come.
No, he takes. No, they come on. The directorates, the directorates are the ministries, are the bureaucrats. They know what is going to.
You see why we are always failing. We are not putting expertise at where they are supposed to act. We are trying to do try and error.
No, it's not try and error.
It's try and error.
Let me tell you.
No, Akoto, a free Akoto. What was he? Minister for Agri.
Yeah, Agri. Yeah.
He's been dealing with agriculture for a long time.
Okay.
He has
agriculture.
You get it. He has plantations. He's into agriculture. He knows what he's about. So such a person, when he has an opportunity over where he is, he's able to operate because that's his field. But look at somebody, you bring in Bryan to Agric. Has he cultivated anything before?
No.
We don't.
Does he have a plantation?
So let me try.
Has he managed?
Let me try and make a case for the system. This is what happens. You know, ideally, if the ministries are to function, they can actually function with their ministers.
Yes.
Because the bureaucrats are there, the technocrats are there. They know how to go around health, education, blah blah, all those kind of sectors. You see, just that the politics of the governance has to supervise those works. Okay. So for me, it's not a case of this person doesn't know where he's going, anything about sports, and he's going there. It's a question of why he's going there, what is his agenda for going there. So, for example, if he goes there with a clear mind, development-oriented mind, he listens to the technocrats, they work together, and they develop the sector.
Fine.
So there's no problem.
So that is my point, that we need to cut the size of government now because of
that's why they want to vote for it.
Exactly. So we need not to be bringing in 4 left, so 4 must come in. No, that shouldn't be the case. We need to combine them. Agric and fishery should become one.
Good.
We move.
We can actually have like 5 ministers for the whole country. I'm like to you.
Seriously, frankly speaking.
Because we don't need them in that way.
We look at these things and we laugh about it, but it's serious.
There are real life implications, a lot, Charlie.
You see,
the opportunity costs
what you are saying is true. Concerning somebody being, he will sit and look at the technocrats who bring ideas and all those things. What if those sitting there, they don't need you? They are not thinking. They are not thinking like, no, you the game. You don't know the game, so let's play you anyhow.
What is their interest? If you say
what is their interest? They don't need you in the other sense that maybe you coming in with your kind of perspective, your ideas, your agenda. They don't want to push that kind of agenda.
That's the problem with public administration actually. Like sometimes you take so what happens in Ghana mostly is that the policy is not driven by the technocrats who know the job. For example, you just bring free senior high school and go and dump it on education ministry to go and implement.
Yes.
You know what? They didn't sit down to know how to. Now you've given them work that they didn't envision, that they feel it's not going to be possible or doable or perfect in execution. But you are like I'm the government. The government, you gotta do the work, or I'll transfer you to my village or your village. You see that thing? Jaleva, Collins, what's your take on it before we wrap up? We are like we actually wrap it up.
I think Derek has said it all.
Yeah.
I don't want to elongate on this, but that's the issue. Policies must be crafted by technocrats, those who know it, and not to be dumped on them.
Yes.
Because if you do that, they may be forced because it's from government. So they are forced to implement things that are not implementable. And if they want to express their opinion on it, they are forced to go home early.
Yeah.
So that practice will not even help us in the first place.
I think that's one of the reasons why our public institutions don't work. It's not because they don't know their job. It's because they are not in tandem with their policies.
Yes.
So and also they can also express their grievances freely. If they express that, if they agitate, what happened with the man that they wanted him to become the education something, and the teachers were like, we didn't want him. He was insisting that he should be director of education. Like that's the people are saying we don't want him.
But look at this man.
So if I go to the classroom, I won't teach well.
Let me touch on this man, Dr. Aduchum. It looks as if everybody in Ghana, whether NDC, MPP, they are all by this man.
They understand
his principle. They understand where he's going to. You get it. So when you have somebody like that, in his background, you think when you check, you see that he has more in-depth knowledge in education. So such a person,
there are no issues.
There are no issues. You function very well. But when you bring somebody on board, a different person who you think that is an energy minister, hey, chairman, only feel cry generator and crowd, only fool or do it.
Let's wrap up. College, what I say?
I was saying that allegedly, right? I don't have a proof for this. Allegedly. It was said that in the first term of Nana Addo Dankwa,
yes,
all the policy, the law brief that were done outside the Ministry of Justice.
Oh, okay.
I don't have proof for this, like I said, allegedly. It's because they don't trust the technocrats in that ministry. So they have to outsource it to somebody, a different firm, which is closer to or which work for the president himself. So all the policies or the legal brief were drafted from that side to the government. So that's exemplify. If it is true, it exemplifies what we are just discussing. That if the people will not work for you, or if the lead of that ministry, which is the minister, says, "Oh, you people are not work with you," then it brings a different issue. They need to go and work from somewhere else and dump onto them. They may know nothing about it. They may be blamed for some of these things. This will not lead to development of the country.
You know, one of the we know that our leaders are not correct, but one of the biggest problems in Ghana is that the public institutions are not working, are not productive, are not working at capacity. And then one of the reasons is that, like I said, is because the people there are working just because they want to take a pay home. So be very frank, that was it. It's not because of, and the problem is that when you finish school with the enthusiasm, the energy, and you come to the field, you want to work, you want to impact, then you realize that things are not going the way you thought it is supposed to be going. Everybody just there because Charlie, they're just moving.
Give Ghana to me for 4 years.
Charlie.
I will make it clean.
They give Ghana to you. You didn't know what happened.
You see, let me give you one principle there, or one idea. This is an idea for free, and somebody should take it,
write it down
and write it down. See, the nurses, COVID, you brought buses, Ayolulu buses, convey them from their destination to their workplaces. What is preventing you from doing same, and taking them a bit, subtracting from their salaries? These people will be happy about those ones. And okay, in Koko, Holy Family Hospital, there is another, they built some houses downside. Those who know there exactly, they call that place nurses' quarters. Why? Because those are the places where the nurses who are working in the hospital lived. So from that place to the hospital
it's not far.
It's not far.
Yeah, with the nurses to
they don't spend a lot. So Kolebu, why can't you get somewhere, build like what you are doing, affordable housing, put these nurses in there, subtract from their salaries a bit, then they can go to their normal duties. You get it? Yeah. This is an idea.
If the place is far, get them a bus, you convey them to the hospital.
That's all.
Time of.
That's all. That's all you need to do.
Ghana.
So they wouldn't go on strike saying that we need our pay increase, we need this increase, we need that increase. It's because of the transportation.
Let's pray that we get the quality of leadership that we deserve in
Africa. This one is for free. So
yeah.
If they need another one, they should come.
They should highlight. Let's pray that we get the leadership we deserve in Africa, because the African continent is actually bereft of quality leadership. Yes. I don't know whether it's because I don't understand where it's come. I think some time ago an idea came to my mind, but I didn't actually pursue the idea. It was as if the democratic system and our chieftaincy systems, there's a kind of problem between our main tradition as Africans. You know, we didn't practice democracy.
Yes.
We had our traditional political systems and governance systems. So we are now trying to be like other people, like the West. And in doing so, we're not getting the best out of that system.
Yes.
And that's why we have this kind of leaders we have who are not so good. Because if we were going to be indigenous in terms of our subscribe to our indigenous African traditional political and governance systems, I'm sure we'll have better leaders.
Oh, better. Far better. Because if you mess up, if you achieve,
if you achieve and you mess up, you are going out.
You are going out.
Look, it's not 4 years.
So you see, Ken is still there. Go, you won't go. Go, you won't go. By the time you realize, then 4 years is over. Then he goes.
So where is the democracy in that?
Yes,
aspect? There's no democracy in that aspect.
There is nothing.
So I think we've picked someone's idea of governance and system, and then we are just pushing, going.
We are just pushing. I need people to push this video far and tell them the government, you should look for us. Ghana Talks Radio. He should look for us. He should come here. Then we will give him idea. Because those over there, they are not giving him the ideas. We have the ideas. He should come.
And Nana doesn't need anybody's idea. You tell that he doesn't need anybody's idea.
You want to be described as a charlatan?
He has actually said that. Before. He says that I remember this when they were advising against this Euro bond borrowing and stuff. But was like, they have 100 years plus worth of experience in banking and investment.
What kind of
so Brad Simmons and Coach Unicum
and look at how they are suffering.
See where we are. So
yes, if you have 100 years of experience, then look at where you are.
Charlie, thank you so much for coming, college. Any last words you want to say before we wrap up? I think we've quiet for like 2-4 minutes now.
No, I was just digesting what Derek is saying, and it's louder, you know. We need to be up and do it. I was asking myself, we have fine brains in various leadership places. So why are we not developing? That was what I was thinking about when I was quiet for like 2-3 minutes now. I was thinking maybe one time we need to approach one of these people, if it is an old speaker of parliament or someone, Let us actually find out what is the problem. Why are we not developing in spite of the fine brains we have at these various places?
Yeah, Charlie. What happens is that the fine brains are kept in a system that doesn't appreciate their fine brains.
Yes, I mean, someone made that point.
Let me,
for example, K.T. Hammond is a fine brain.
Yes.
But why is it that in the first term of government, he was not there?
No,
why is it that even the second term, he was not there? Until someone must resign before he was there.
You know, what I'm actually trying to say is that whenever someone is good, for example, like Bryan Acheampong, right?
Yes.
We all know Bryan Acheampong is good.
Yeah.
So imagine Bryan Acheampong going to be part of NDC or MPP. He's not going to be the Bryan Acheampong we know him right now. Meanwhile, he's going to have the same mental capacity, but the issue is that that NDC MPP that he is tagged
the
to
allegiance
would cage him in a way that he behaves like any other NDC and MPP when it comes to national development.
Yeah.
So we'll not get the best out of any leader until we decide to be separate from political tags and associations, and we're committed to building
but we
the
know
country.
leaders who have been able to call a spade and not a big school.
Yes.
Yeah, but how many of them? That's the question. How many of them?
Oh, there are, but the point is they may not be successful.
And those who call out the system, they actually were discarded. If you speak about the system,
yes, that's what I was going to say.
Yes, that is what is happening.
So that's our problem in Ghana. Let's wrap up.
Okay, let me wrap up by touching on this IMF thing that they've done. Yes, bringing IMF in there to make some amendments concerning our debts and those issues. I would say that always we keep on running back to these whites to manage our debts for us. Always we keep on running back to them. Why can't we sit down ourselves, understand that this is the situation we find ourselves in? Let's find solution to it once and for all, and stop going back to them. When you are going back to them, they are happy because they see that, hey, my friend, you can't manage your economy. Let me come in and manage it for you. Because if you are employing citizens and you are overpaying people, there are ghosts in the books. You are paying them. You run at a loss.
Definitely.
You run at a loss. So he comes and clear those people out. Why can't you sit down and clear those people out?
This is a very important point.
Yes.
Yeah,
so I would say thank you once again to my people, those who watched us, and I say that they should continue because we will be around to discuss issues and we will make them understand that Ghana, we have fine brains here.
Definitely.
Charlie, thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for coming, for sharing your thoughts. I've been speaking with Collins Luchu and then Asamba directly on the Cubicle. We touch on a lot of matters, including Ato Forson, the new ministers nominated by the president or the presidency, and then what they are bringing on board, how they change the system in the next 2 years. And also majorly on the quality of African leadership or the quality of leaders that we have in Africa. Why is it that we have fine brains in Ghana, Africa, but yet we lack quality leadership? This and more we discuss. Hopefully, we'll continue to have discussion to create the awareness and to bring out the youth or the young person's perspective. Stay with us. Enjoy our program. DJ Kobe is here with you. Tonight we have GA Trends at 8 p.m. But until then, enjoy our program. Bye.
Yeah.